This week in gaming, Xbox is a PC is an Xbox, Halo is on PlayStation, and corporate greed strikes again. This is the Nerd Cave News, and I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined by my good friend and co-host, Derek Daniel. Derek, how's it going, my man?
It's going good, man. So excited for another week. It is All Hallows Eve. It is tomorrow is spooky time for all the people who celebrate it, unless you're one of the ones that celebrate it all month long or all year long. But you know, your day is finally here tomorrow. So enjoy all the candy that you get.
Bless you. Yeah, we've been watching spoopy movies. We've been watching Charmed. So I know your mom would be excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in season 2. I've never watched it. Amy watched a little bit of it back in the day. So we've been that's been our kind of show at the moment and everything. But I've been enjoying
Phoebe is all I got. That's all I got to say in the early parts.
Is what?
Cole and Phoebe. That's all I got to say.
I know Phoebe. I don't know what Cole yet.
He may not have been. I forget when he shows up. I thought he showed up in the early parts. He may not have.
Well, we're just in season 2, so I know that it goes for like 9 seasons. So
yeah,
early part. It's kind of subjective. Amy says, "Love the background." Thank you. I wanted to bring some holiday spirit into it tonight. So, but we're glad that you're here, everybody. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. We talk about all the video game news that you need to know here on the Nerd Cave News. We're going to jump into all of that in just a second. We've got to do one of my favorite segments of the whole show, and that is What You Playing. Derek, have you been able to play anything over the last week?
I did get to play just a tiny sliver of Ghost of Yotei. I went ahead and do the story mission. I went to the Red Crane Inn, to start off the hunt for the Kitsune. I got the cipher puzzle. I got, did that mission, was able to get out unscathed for the most part. So that's the last thing I remember doing. So it was a very short snippet of time I got to play, but I did squeeze some time in.
Nice. What's up, Mike? For me, I finished the Kitsune storyline.
Nice.
And I think you're going to really like it.
Oh, okay.
I think you're going to really like it. The twists and turns and everything that happens within the storyline, it's really good, dude. Like it.
I already have some suspicions because the interaction I had with the person who took me to, was following me to, following the Nine Tails back to the base to get the cipher and whatnot. I have my suspicions, but I'm going to wait till I get to that mission.
I got you. But I finished that and really enjoying it. I upgraded the kimono, the red kimono or whatever it is. All the way, and dude, that thing is OP
really?
For stealth. Yeah, dude, you get 2 added on chained assassinations with it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'm like, and I've upgraded the Kusarigama, whatever it's called.
Kusarigama?
Yeah, Kusarigama. I had to hear it once to be able to say it. I've upgraded. Yeah, exactly. I've upgraded it where it doesn't cost me anything to do the assassination with it. So,
nice.
Yeah, I'm just like, get over here. And I went back to the master and I finished the main quest with him. And there's like a little added something to it. I won't spoil any of that. But you get a pretty dope skill that he teaches you as his last training or whatever. So really, really excited about getting more into it. And now I can play my PlayStation 5 on my Steam Deck. I can stream it on my Steam Deck and everything now. So I'm super excited to get to play, Death Stranding, Yotei. I did a little going around picking up a few things, and I'm starting to take pictures on Yotate just so I can make my own thumbnails because I've just been like relying on whatever's on Google, and
True.
I'm like, okay, I can do way better than what's out there. And so I've been doing that as well, just on the Steam Deck, which is pretty dope.
I have AI generated images, right?
Well, it's just like the same. It's pretty much just whatever they put out for the release of the game, and then like a few other images. So there's nothing like new. So it's like the same. Everybody's using the same stuff for their thumbnails, and I'm like, I want something different. I want you know to look like my playthrough and everything. So I've been enjoying that. I did jump back into solo leveling. I took a little bit of a break on Arise, because Freerun is part of solo leveling Arise right now.
Yeah.
So I've gotten Freerun and I've gotten Mr. Stark so far. I've got to get Fern. But dude, like I leveled them up and they're already like almost at the top of my tier list.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, and like Fern's like I got to like test out her abilities. Absolutely crazy, dude. Like Freerun's is kind of like shooting and it looks cool, but then Fern's like the Zoltrak is like popping all over the place and just like tearing people apart. I'm like, what? So
well, they hinted in season 1 that Fern could surpass Freerun if she wanted to. So
yeah. I think that's going to happen. So I'm enjoying that. If you want to play it, check out Solo Leveling Arise. We're not sponsored or anything, but I'm really, really digging having them in there. That's what got me back in. I'm like, okay, I can play some more.
And go check out Freerun because season 2 is around the corner. It's January 16th is when it's hitting Crunchyroll.
Yeah, y'all go check it out. Y'all need to get caught up if you haven't already watched it. It's a fantastic show.
Side note, how great is it that we get next year we get a sandwich year. We get Freerun in the beginning and Apothecary Diaries at the end of the year. Like 2026 is just going to be the year for us.
It's going to be so good, dude. And like we're eating good right now as well because we've gotten Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1. Chainsaw Man just came out, and then we've had
killing it. So
yeah, so it's just like, and One Punch Man, we finally get season 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's good. Everything's good right now.
Oh, I meant to text you too. I watched episode 2's both episode 2 of Spy Family and My Hero Academia.
Much better on Spy Family.
Oh yeah, dude, it ended like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but like it does that split episode, but the second half it ends and it's just like the next one is like the continuation of that, but the entire episode, I'm like, dude, this is great. This is like taking a very weird, different twist that I did not see the show, but the show needed it.
Okay, good, because that first episode of this season, I was just like, okay, we need to move the plot forward.
Now, it doesn't forward the plot, but it gives more info on one of the characters, like a backstory. And I was like, okay, cool. They're hinting at this, blah, blah, blah. And then it just ends. The way it ends, I'm just like, I literally yelled. I was like, what?
Okay.
And then I also yelled watching, because at the end of the whole episode of My Hero episode 2 was great. The end, I yelled because we finally get an answer to something. So
okay,
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I need to get in. I need to watch it. So maybe that'll be on my list. I also have my reaction to episode 1 that I need to put out for everybody, so everybody can see that. But yeah, Amy, I agree. We've been on a hiatus watching anime because we've been watching Charmed.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're 40-minute episodes. So, I mean, you kind of,
Yeah. So, but we were literally until like 2 months ago, we were like, anything we watched was just anime. So it's been a kind of a change of pace because, yeah, we've been watching Halloween movies and all of that. Addams Family. We watched Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Do you remember that one?
Oh, I do remember that. Like it's yesterday.
Because
it's terror time again.
Exactly. Ah, yeah. Like it hit the song, and I was like, I started singing it. I'm like, how is this in my brain? But it's there.
Right. Like it's just like second nature. That core memory gets unlocked, and you just start rolling. It's like if someone puts you on the spot, you can't do it. But the moment you start hearing the riff is like, let's go.
Exactly. I was like, man, this, and then like Scooby-Doo and the witch's curse or whatever it is with
like
the
with
hex
the,
girls.
with the vampire. Yeah, the hex girl, dude.
Yeah.
Peak Scooby-Doo.
1000%. Anything like post that was kind of like the cyber dude. Like after that, no.
Yeah.
No. It's Zombie Island, Witch's Curse, or whatever it's called, and then it goes down from there. Yeah, Amy's like, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to know the song. Oh, well, that's what we've been playing. Let us know what you've been playing. What's up there?
I was gonna say that's when you hit the Tyrion Lannister. I drink and I know things.
Exactly, but you know who doesn't know things? That's Xbox. We got a lot of Xbox news tonight, y'all. Next gen Xbox will reportedly play PlayStation games like God of War and Spider-Man because it's a console / PC hybrid that runs on Steam, runs Steam as well. And this is by Wesley Yinpool at IGN.
So a new report has revealed details on Microsoft's next-gen Xbox console, which is allegedly a console-PC hybrid that will play PlayStation games released on PC via Steam. That means the likes of Sony Santa Monica's God of War, Insomniac's Spider-Man, and Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima, and pretty much all other PC games will all be playable on the next-gen Xbox in an industry first. Windows Central said that while users of the next-gen Xbox can remain inside the Xbox ecosystem if they want, they can exit to Windows where the console acts like a traditional Windows PC. That means having access to PlayStation games on Steam and mouse and keyboard games from Blizzard's launcher, Battle.net. And Riot's launcher, which is where League of Legends resides. Essentially, it sounds like the next-gen Xbox will be as much of a PC as it is a console. Perhaps it's more of a PC than a console. And this is one of the most, like, as great as it is to hear and like get confirmation on that, because you don't really think about those kind of things. Like when you read the initial report, you don't really think about that, and like that doesn't cross your brain. It's sort of almost like a duh moment too, because it's like, okay, it's going to run Steam. Naturally, you can run games like PlayStation. So, like I know Kind of Funny was like, oh, the console wars are over essentially now because, you get to play PlayStation technically on Xbox through like a PC launcher. And now Xbox games are coming to PlayStation. And now like the argument's almost resurfacing is like, is Game Pass still the best value in gaming? Because if you get Xbox games like the Game Pass for PC, and it's Steam, then like maybe through a back door you can play your PlayStation games through a game. I don't know. Like I don't know how intricate that's going to be, but now it brings up the argument. It's like it's still the best value in gaming. I tend to still think it's teetering away from that, but it could still have a chokehold somewhat if it decides to play it the right way. But I digress. Like, does this obviously, we're to bury the lead, one of our thumbnails is Halo is finally coming to PlayStation. And we were talking like when you texted me like the article and whatnot, we were talking about how like now the brand means nothing because now it doesn't have anything that's sacred to it. But more and more like what they said, what Sarah Bond said, like it's antiquated now for exclusives. Like more and more people like, and it's like developers, like, they talk about how can we make more money? Quit locking it behind like that, 10, 20 years ago, like exclusives did its thing. It needed to do something to have like, to win the household, essentially, like to have a reason to put the box in your entertainment system. But now it's just like, not even with Game Pass, but just like with the ability just to play good games, and like games are getting better at storytelling, getting better at medium, getting better at just gameplay and just fun experiences. Is like, why lock that behind? Like, MLB The Show was kind of one of the first front runners to do that sort of thing by saying like, now, yes, it was technically a contract, byline. It was like, hey, if you want to keep having exclusive rights to developing this series, we need to put it on other consoles because we're tired of losing money on this franchise. And it's done wonders. Like it's even coming to PC now, like supposedly, as we talked about last week, or like it's the next thing is going to bring it onto PC. So it's like, why would you lock a fun experience like Ghost of Tsushima, like God of War, like Horizon behind PlayStation, like, yeah, it can come to there first. I don't care, but if it's like 6 months later, bring it to PC so that way it gets a new influx of cash. More people are playing great games and talking about it again, and it's gaining traction. And now people can, like, it's like, oh, it still has traction, a year after it's been released. Why, people there's still a fan base for it. Why don't we start thinking of new ideas to bring the next entry into that franchise? So I think at the end of the day, the gamers win. So, and it's nice to see this, but it's also, again, I say it's a kind of a duh moment. Like, of course they're going to do this because it just makes that kind of sense.
For me, like, the headline is just kind of like, yeah, this is how it's going to be, just because PlayStation games are on Steam and it's going to play Steam. And at the end of the day, like, why would you even buy the next gen Xbox? Just buy a PC. Like,
Right.
you probably could get a PC that is better for cheaper,
Right.
like, yeah, you're dealing with, it's not going to be as plug and play. Who knows? Like, it might be as complicated as like the ROG Xbox Ally X. Like, thing is garbled in some garbage right now,
Yeah.
with its functionality and everything. But this is kind of like a nothing burger of a story. It's like, oh, we needed to write something to be honest. But I want to hit the console exclusives real quick because you brought it up. I do think they still have a place, because if you look at Nintendo, the reason why Nintendo consoles sell is because of their games.
Right. No, it is. I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
And the reason why I'm saying that is, like, Nintendo has gone crazy over the last like 10 years, the Switch, and now the Switch 2 selling really, really well. And even without games on the Switch 2, it's still selling really well. But people know that they're going to get quality games for the most part. Quality games. There's a few that outlie there on that console, and it's the only place that you can play them. But that's also Nintendo, and Nintendo makes really weird decisions. I'm, like the console war thing. Yes, did I stoke those flames? Was I part of that? Oh,
we all did.
Yeah, but I also played on all the consoles except for Nintendo until the Switch came out, and I played on Nintendo consoles earlier than that. But what I'm saying is, like, I think it was also healthy to have competition.
Yes.
It pushed the industry forward and everything. Xbox in itself, like I said, I think the brand is getting damaged overall. Like, Xbox is going to be just kind of like Sega, like how Nate brought it up last week. It's going to be like that more than like a actual hardware development company, which I think Microsoft actually wants to get out of.
Yeah, exactly. So they like, I get 100% I think they want to go the route of Sega, where, except I think they make better games than Sega, honestly, but
Yeah.
way better games than Sega, but that's beside the point. That's neither here nor there. But, and again, I'm not saying they don't have, but it's like the reasons behind that are getting fewer and fewer, and weird Nintendo decisions. But also, let's be fair, Nintendo has such iconic brands that it only makes sense to keep them locked behind there. But also, like, yes, while the systems sell like gangbusters, it's that fact of the games run for the most part well. Like, even they were having trouble with their last couple Pokemon games on the Switch. And now, like, I know ZA is doing gangbusters, almost had 6 million in its first week of launch, which is insane to think about.
Yep.
And mostly, and about half of that was on the Switch too.
Let's go.
But here's the thing, like, it's such limited behind power that it's like you have to, it almost looks like they have to rely on exclusives, because if they do third party, they're getting better, especially with more power, but it's still hit or miss on third party games. Like, there were so many terrible ports on the Switch 1. They just wanted some kind of clout to show that we are trying to reach out. We're not trying to be the Wii U and have no third party support. And like, when they do, it's garbage. Like, we're trying to get something on there, but it's rough. And we're already starting to see like the first couple cracks in the Switch 2, whereas like Elden Ring, it got delayed out of this year to come to Switch 2. And again, that's fine, because don't put out a crappy game, especially like when you have a brand as recognized as like Elden Ring, or just even From Software. Like, they don't want to tarnish their brand. See what I did there? Tarnish. But they don't want to tarnish that brand and that namesake. So it's like, hey, let's make sure it runs quality, so we can bring as quality of a game, or as close to the same quality we brought on the other consoles and PC to the Switch too.
Yeah, they don't want to be maidenless for sure over there. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you all on that. And with the Xbox going forward, it's as long as they keep making games, they will be good. But if we see not a year like this one, like this year, Xbox has dominated with game releases,
especially the first half of the year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Like they've put out some amazing AAA.
Outer Worlds 2 is doing well.
Yeah, like AAA games, indie games, like top tier stuff that they've put out that, like, when I look at this year, I've played mostly Xbox games overall. You know, and
I'd say Doom the Dark Ages got a chokehold on you for a while there.
Exactly. And I loved so many of those things. And, you know, thinking about Game Pass, I'm like, okay, when something I really want to play comes out, I might jump on Game Pass for a month and knock it out. And that's $30 instead of $70.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then when it's kind of like how a lot of people that I know with like Netflix, they'll like jump on like once the season is like finishing up or whatever, because they don't always put everything out at once. Right. They'll watch everything and then cancel like the next month. So I feel like that's what we're going to see. Game Pass flux a lot.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, overall, I think it will.
Yeah, when a big release comes out, it'll spike to record highs, and then when nothing comes out, they'll talk about that. Well, they may not talk about it, because you know how they stop talking about console sales. They may just not talk about how many numbers Xbox dwindles. They'll word it to where it sounds like they're doing okay, but it's like they're just peaks and valleys.
Yeah. Keeping on with the Xbox side of things, we've got another story, and this is coming from Microsoft's CEO, Satya Nadella, drops biggest hint yet that the next Xbox is basically a PC, and this is by Wesley Yinpool at IGN.
In an interview with TBPN, Microsoft boss Satya Nadella responded to questions about the evolution of the company's gaming business, and in doing so dropped a clear hint at where the company is going. Quote, remember the biggest gaming business in the Windows business? To us, gaming on Windows and of course, Steam has built a massive marketplace on top of it, and they've done a very successful job. Now we're the largest publisher after the Activision deal. Therefore, we want to be a fantastic publisher. Similar approach to what we did with Office. We want to be everywhere in every platform. So we want to make sure, whether it's consoles, whether it's the PC, whether it's mobile, whether it's cloud gaming or the TV, we just want to make sure the games are being enjoyed by gamers everywhere. Second, we also wanted to do innovative work in the system side on the console and on the PC. It's kind of funny that people think about the console PC as two different things. We built the console because we wanted to build a better PC, which could then perform for gaming. I kind of want to revisit some of that conventional wisdom. But at the end of the day, console has an experience that is unparalleled. It delivers performance that is unparalleled, that pushes, I think, the system forward. So I'm really looking forward to the next console, the next PC gaming. So yeah, he keeps dropping that. It's like, it's almost like the Xbox real TV, dogs, Call of Duty, so yeah. It's like PC. So, and that's not political correctness. That is like, again, I think it's just a natural. I think that's just the next evolution. Like when Steam came out with the Steam Deck, I think that was not the inevitable future, but that was definitely the surefire, shot that's going to be where things lies. Like now that you can take a PC everywhere, why not just make everything a PC? Everything's an Xbox at this point. Why not make everything a PC at this point as well?
Yeah, they're really pushing the Windows is the gaming place, not Xbox. So I feel like Xbox will be relegated to something else, and it will just be Windows. And Windows gaming has been an atrocious experience for the longest time, and that's why Steam is viewed with such love and affection, not just because of the sales and everything, but it's because it's made by PC players. They know how
Right.
things work. Got rid of the big bulky, thick cases for the PC games and all of that, made it digital. And to his point, I understand where it's like this consoles are built for gaming. They are essentially PCs. I know we're using that word very loosely here. It's like, yes, it is a personal computer that plays just games. But when I
Mhm.
think of PCs, I think of something that does a plethora of things. It's not just a gaming thing. And you got to make sure the drivers are there. And you got to make sure this, that, and the other. You got to do all of these things just to make sure. You got to have a audio interface. You got to do all of this kind of stuff, Derek. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever updated those drivers before.
No.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But a console is meant to be just plug and play. And I
Yes.
think that's where they're getting off the beaten path, and I think it's going to hurt them. To be honest, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and this
because
thought popped in my head. I mean, do you think this is going to be, obviously it's not the exact one for one, but like I think back to Ubisoft, like thinking about this, like talking about Windows integration, and then thinking about how Microsoft is like the company Microsoft is kind of tired of Xbox, not meeting their sales expectations. However,
mhm, crazy they are.
outlandish they be, and now trying to hit that 30% profit margin all the time. Do you think we might start to see like a Microsoft hostile takeover, like Vivendi trying to take over Ubisoft, like Microsoft trying to insert themselves into their gaming division to make sure this is like making them money among everything else, and like trying to like a bunch of like data analysts
Stoops.
trying to step into the gaming sphere and trying to tell them how to run a business.
Well, you already see it. The
Yeah.
CEO has complained for the last year that Xbox is not making the money that he thinks, and the rest of Microsoft thinks that they need to be making, and now they have the 30% margin that they need to be making on games. And this popped in my head again earlier on, that it was like, we are the largest publisher and we want to be a fantastic publisher. That right there for the Xbox people should tell you everything that you need to know. Like, this will be the next and last Xbox.
Yep.
Like that's just clear as day right there. And pushing it where it's like people can play wherever. Everything is an Xbox, but there's no Xbox anymore. There's no box.
Yeah, no, there's just Microsoft.
Yeah. It's kind of sad to see.
It is. Like this is not the way I wanted them to go out essentially, but that like with anything else in business, it's an inevitability rather than, a what if.
Yeah. Sad stuff. But we've got a little bit more sad stuff for you, because
Mm.
Amazon lays off more than 14,000, including significant role reductions across its gaming division. And this is by Wesley LeBlanc at Game Informer.
So, mega corporation Amazon is laying off more than 14,000 people across its various divisions, including significant role reductions across its gaming divisions, which have created games like New World, Lost Ark, and more, according to a Bloomberg report. These reductions arrive at Amazon as Amazon aims to reduce its video game output in the MMO space, and as the company further embraces AI, which it calls a quote transformative technology for its business, aka we're going to replace everybody with robots eventually. Um, the reductions we're sharing today are a continuation of this work to get even stronger by further reducing bureaucracy, removing layers, and shifting resources to ensure we're investing in our biggest bets and what matters most to our customers' current and future needs. Amazon Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology, Beth Galetti, writes in a letter shared to employees, quote, while this will include reducing the in some areas and hiring in others, it will mean an overall reduction in our corporate workforce of approximately 14,000 roles. Later in Galetti's letter, she writes AI has been the, quote, most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and that Amazon is, quote, convinced that we need to be organized and more leanly with fewer layers and more ownership to move as quickly as possible to for our customers and business. At the time of this writing, it's not clear which game studios underneath Amazon's umbrella have been hit by these layoffs or to what extent. But the hearts of Game Informer go out to everyone affected. And then there was something earlier today that talked about how now the Lord of the Rings MMO is maybe not going to be a thing, like it may be inevitably canceled.
Yeah, which I feel like is a poor thing to let go, because it is something that could really drive revenue compared to like New World and everything. Like I know New World was like a big at launch, but then it kind of dipped and has had, it's had some issues and all of that. But with like Lord of the Rings, I know this is not the first MMO that we've gotten within that universe, but if done well, it would be great. And to AB's point, more lean, don't like that wording. Yeah, like this is corporate speak in its like just perfect form over here. This is its final form, y'all. You know what I mean? This is at 100%. But when it's like, oh, we're going more lean, we want to do this, and we're reducing our workforce approximately 14,000 roles. It's like, wow. And then we're going to shift to AI. AI will do it all. It's like, my God.
Yep. How tone deaf can we be?
Yeah, this is also the company that gets onto its workers for going to the bathroom, so they have to have bottles so they can pee in these warehouses and everything, and then they get onto them for peeing in bottles. Like this is,
it's like how dare you hydrate yourself to continue work?
Yeah, how dare you have bodily functions? Like we've said this 1,000 times, Derek. AI is great. It's a tool. It is not the thing that can make everything happen. Like there has to be a person behind it. It doesn't matter if it is doing spreadsheets, HR, whatever it is.
Yeah.
AI only goes so far.
Yep. And
it
Phil Spencer talked about as much. Phil Spencer talked about as much earlier in the week too, because he said AI is a great tool. Not, but he says it's not great for creative space and like creative and like just creating stuff. And it's like, thank you, somebody gets it. Like keyword tool.
Yeah. Well, clearly Amazon is a tool over here because this is, well, and like I hate that like 14,000 people are losing their job, which that is a big fell swoop right there.
Yeah.
Like that many people losing their jobs, and we're going into the holiday season. Like that is crazy. And I know it's like, wow, okay, even at the base of, like, let's say if someone is making the bare like minimum, which I'm going to say is like, let's just say 50 grand, okay, in this company, times 14,000. Okay. I'm doing some math over here and seeing how much they're at minimum going to save by cutting these 14,000 working individuals and replacing them with the robots. $700 million they're going to save if all of those 14,000 people are making at the minimum $50,000, not including benefits or anything like that.
I was going to say Jeff Bezos wakes up and probably makes that like within the first few seconds of him waking up. Like, let's be fair.
Well, and it's like Jeff is not even like, I know I put him on the thumbnail and everything, but it's like he's not even like part of like he's not even active anymore in Amazon. But it's just like, yeah, never cutting the fat off the top though. Exactly. That's 1,000% how it's always going to work. You know, the rich just keep getting richer. You know, Derek.
Yep. So
But
Corporate
guys,
scum.
you know what could help take down these overlords is by subscribing to the Nerd Cave News on the podcast of your choice that's called YouTube, and make sure to hit the like button, all that good stuff. And if you know people that enjoy video games and all the industry news, as Derek looks at his finger, make sure to share it with them. It helps us out a ton. Did you grow another one in the moment?
No, I just, look, never mind. Go ahead.
It is Halloween. I didn't know if like you got like a radioactive spider or you're like turning
just
into a
looking
werewolf.
at where all these scabs came from, but that was from the overnight. Anyway.
Yeah. He's turning into a werewolf, guys. Or the werewolf known as John Stevenson. Oh, last story of the night. Halo campaign evolved, coming to the PlayStation 5, Xbox, and PC remakes. Halo 1 story with new content, and we got a trailer that premiered at the Halo World Championship last weekend. And let's check it out. I will say it looks freaking gorgeous.
Amazing.
That water.
The lighting effects, man.
I'm over here thinking that, Derek.
They call it Halo. They believe that Halo is some kind of weapon.
What sort of weapon is it?
One with unimaginable power.
Let's go. That's the Arbiter right there.
Chief, you gotta find the cartographer. We'll keep him busy as long as we can.
Fire Team Charlie, we're on our way.
Touchdown! Hit it, Marine!
Oh, that looks so good.
Somebody go to a warthog.
Let's go.
The Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must
Like, why didn't he like hit him in the back?
Right
there. Literally what I was thinking.
give them hell, Chief.
I'm digging it.
I know, man. It's so great. It looks so fresh and clean, and it's so surreal because we talked about it. Like it goes back to when I was on vacation, and I walked into Target, and even though we talked about it, like seeing Gears of War with the PlayStation 5 watermark still is so like weird to me, and seeing PlayStation 5 down by the release of Halo Campaign Evolved is still like, I can't believe it's a thing. Like, the most sacred IP in Microsoft's vault is coming to PlayStation. The thing that pretty much put Microsoft on the map is going to be on a PlayStation platform next year. It's wild to think that now, or wild to see it officially come true. Like, again, it's like what I told you when you texted me the thing. I was like, I know we've talked about it. I know we both said it was inevitable, but it's still so surreal to see. But the game looks fantastic. I like the play on words, campaign evolved, because they are. Yeah, let's get into the article real quick before we get too much further. For the first time ever, Halo is also coming to PlayStation, complete with crossplay and cross progression. Additionally, 2-player split-screen co-op remains intact, while 4 players can attack the story missions together. Another first for this tantalizing title. On top of the remade original story, players can expect 3 new missions which center on Master Chief and fan favorite Sergeant Johnson prior to the events of the original Halo story. Quote, "It was really key for us to maintain the original story as it is, not to insert sort of a new story in there," creative director Max Slasgor says. These new missions actually take place in a fairly short timeline in a way that the lore works. So finding a good place in the lore to tell this story with Chief and Johnson, it's going to have new story, new gameplay, weapons, enemies, environments, also a lot of cool new stuff. I didn't get to see the new missions, but I played through the iconic Silent Cartographer mission, where Master Chief must find an ancient Forerunner installation that holds the key to unlocking the map of the Halo. It's perhaps the greatest Halo campaign of all time and a sight to behold in Unreal Engine 5. The stage begins with a silent shot over water just as 3 Pelican dropships come into the shot. The Halo theme kicks in, giving me goosebumps. That well-executed needle drop continues as the scene progresses into the ensuing gunfight. It's an effective tease of what to expect from the rest of my gameplay session. And for those difficulty-loving players, Halo Campaign Evolved will have the most game-modifying skulls of any game in franchise history. The studio, which got its start through the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Remaster in 2011, is intimately familiar with the first entry in the series and was cautious about changing too much. Quote, as we're rebuilding the campaign, we're making sure that we stay true to the tone, the atmosphere, and the emotional impact of the original that made the game so iconic and so special. Executive producer Damon Kahn says, there's an opportunity to modernize where it makes sense, but we're not modernizing for modernization's sake. Everything we do, we think about the impact on Halo and make sure that it fits. Though I didn't get to see it in action, Halo Studios also teases that once you get to the part of the story where the Flood arrives, the horror atmosphere is hammered home in ways never experienced in the franchise, leveraging the upgraded tech. I saw some environmental teases to that effect in a video shown by the developers, and I can't wait to learn more. From my limited time playing on Xbox Series X, the campaign is accomplishing the task of bringing forward a modern version of the title responsible for putting Xbox on the map. However, it is worth noting that this is exactly what the title says, the campaign. The competitive multiplayer suite for which the Halo franchise is arguably most known is not part of this package. And yeah, that is kind of disheartening because, one of the things was like the co-op, the LAN parties that, the multiplayer maps, like, yeah, that is what put, but like he said, the impact the story had, I think, is really what separated apart. Like Halo, I know Gary Witt has talked about it, Halo is the reason modern first-person shooters are ruined because of how good it was. But seeing this, seeing all the, what is your takeaway from this, Zach? Like, are you excited about the new additions? And I do like the fact that they're putting in like a prequel story, because Johnson and Chief, the dynamic is so good that I feel like that was a good part to add in. But what are your thoughts overall on this?
First, I didn't put who wrote that. It's Brian Shea at Game Informer, so I just wanted to give him a shout out. For me, I'm excited about the 3 new campaign missions or whatever. This is what I'm hoping for, Derek, because I've read a good chunk of the Halo novels and they're absolutely amazing. Before Halo, there was the insurrectionists that the UNSC was fighting and everything. So actually the whole reason they built the Spartans was to fight these people. They were just all over the colonies and everything. So I would love to see Chief and Johnson fighting some insurrectionists, fighting humans, going against them, showing what it was before we discovered Halo, and humanity had to face this much bigger and larger threat. I think that would be really cool.
And they did say there would be new enemies to face, so it's a possibility.
Yeah, because it's okay, they can't be Covenant because the first time they see Covenant is on the Halo, so this is taking place before. So I'm assuming that it's going to be some insurrectionist thing on there. So, and there's a book with Johnson that's dealing with that as well. So that would be really, really cool to see. And then he comes into contact with some Covenant as well. For the gameplay and everything, dude, this looks absolutely amazing. It
looks
that
water.
Yeah, it looks breathtakingly good. And it being the developers that worked on Combat Evolved Remaster back in 2011, they know this game intimately. I hope that we do get some newer controls. I did read, I think it was over on IGN, that there is actually going to be a sprint that is added to Halo Combat Campaign Evolved, which I think is great. Keeping the speed that we've gotten used to with all the other Halos, especially 4 and up, I think will be awesome. It'll also energize the gameplay so it doesn't feel as slow. Correct. And I think that's key because people are used to that faster pace. Yeah. So I love that. The particle effects, the lighting, all of this is great. The sound design sounds amazing.
The lighting, Zach.
The lighting, Derek. I'm just looking at all the lighting, how it's falling off and refracting, and all of these kind of crazy things going on here. But I love that we're going to get a 4-person co-op experience in this instead of just the 2-player that we've had in the past, and even going as deep as like the flood, making that more like, I remember the first time I saw the flood, I thought it was horrendous and gave me chills and all of that. So like what we're going to get with this, I think, is going to elevate that and really make that visceral. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait for it. It still doesn't seem real that we are getting Halo on PlayStation. The lighting right there, Derek. I'm just saying, the lighting on that water and all, oh, it's so good. But yeah, it's crazy that we're getting this on PlayStation still. It's still hard to wrap my mind around.
And I mean, we'll forget about it until it comes out next year, because it's 2026. And we'll forget about it, and then all of a sudden we'll walk into Target or whichever one day and see the PlayStation 5 box with Master Chief front and center, and we're just like, how did we come this far?
Now my question, Derek, is do we play Halo Campaign Evolved on the PlayStation, or do we play it on the Xbox?
That's such a good question, and again, we've got roughly a year to figure it out. But on one hand, it's like dance with the one that brought you there. Like at the same time, it's like you want to just try the other side just to see what it's like. You know what I mean? Like you want to see if the grass is greener.
Dude, I feel sorry for the Xbox people that are going to play it on Xbox, because you're not going to get the haptic feedback that the PlayStation 5 controller brings.
That's a valid point.
You know what I mean? Like there was a part, it's with the plasma rifle.
Yeah, or the plasma grenade, just like feeling that recoil off of that when it explodes near you.
Yeah, this right here. I'm just thinking of like the recoil that you're going to get from the plasma rifle in this next scene. I'm just thinking of how it's going to feel in my hand. You see that little like, I'm just like, this is going to be so good on the haptic feedback.
Yeah. It may be just one of those where I just get it for both. You know what I mean?
Like, for both.
Play it, download it via Game Pass on Xbox, and then buy it for PlayStation, and then just compare the two.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to run on both of them. Like, it's got to be as close as possible. You know what I mean? I know the Xbox Series X is more powerful. Go ahead, Derek.
Right. Well, this thought just popped in my head. Can we get like a good, like, now obviously they may both come to PlayStation. Don't know if it'll be in the same year, but like we talked about in 2022 where we got Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok. Is it possible? Now I'll give my disclosure here in a second, that we get Gears of War E-Day and Halo Campaign Evolved in the same year. That would be insane. I think because E-Day still doesn't have a release year, so this may delay it into 2027, just so they give those IP proper, releases and time to like have their own, time of the sunshine. But what if, Zach? Like, because obviously they haven't given her a date. They just said 2026. You got to assume it's going to be if they have a year on it, it might be middle of next year. So probably before, it'll either be before or like a couple months after GTA 6. Right. So if it does that, and then Gears E-Day is in the fall, that would be insane to have it. But I do think now, because this is getting they planted the flag for 2026, E-Day will probably get kicked out into like early 2027.
I don't know, because we've that's not right. We've tread this water already with this campaign. Yeah. Yes, it is the first time PlayStation is getting it and everything, but it's a story we've already experienced, most people. And I know with the fresh coat of paint, and there's going to be some great things added. I don't think that it is like, oh, we've got to pause other major releases, because you look at this year with Xbox, and they were just releasing games like nobody's business.
Yeah, they released 3 games in a span of 3 months. So
yeah, so I don't think it's going to be that way. Now, I could see E-Day being at the end of the year. I could see
Yeah.
late October, early November for E-Day, and this being, middle of the year, summertime would be perfect for this. Just I'm thinking of like everybody just,
School's out, let's have some fun.
exactly. Like that would be the perfect time. And you are getting the people that have never experienced it. I'm over here like, why hasn't somebody experienced this before? But it's like you got to think not everybody has played, an Xbox or whatever, which is still kind of crazy to me. But
right, and also old game is old. Like these new people don't know never experienced Halo. They just probably see some clips from 2000 back in the day, and they're like, "Yeah, this game looks trash."
yeah, that does bring me to the question before we move into Patreon quick hits. Do we see like Master Chief Collection come to PlayStation or Infinite come to PlayStation?
Well, they did iterate that this is not the only game. The people involved do have grander plans to continue to put more Halo on PlayStation. So it is entirely in the realm of possibility. Now, when and if, we don't know. I think they're going to use this as a litmus test to see how many people obviously the Xbox OGs are going to get it regardless, but for this new fresh audience of PlayStation, it's like, all right, how well is it going to sell on there? Is it going to be worth bringing, using the resources to put Master Chief Collection, to put Infinite, to pretty much bring the other Halo catalogs into PlayStation as well? So I think this will be the litmus test, but I do think them talking about how they already have plans to, for other Halo games in the franchise to come over to PlayStation means that they're already planning on, making this a permanent thing.
This is what I want. This is perfect world, Derek, here. We get Halo Campaign Evolved. I'm fine with 2 and 3 just being campaign. You know what I mean? Like 3, I would like multiplayer because I do really enjoy 3's multiplayer.
Right.
But give me a remasters of Halo 1 through 3. Like I would love ODST as well in there, but I'll take it or leave it. And then give me Reach. And then I'd be pretty happy. Like give me the Bungie games.
They'll give you Halo 4 next.
God no. God no. But like you think about it, like Halo 2 popped off hardcore. Like everybody like Halo will came out of nowhere. It was like, oh, this kind of underground kind of thing. And then Halo 2, that was where it was like, oh my God, this is amazing, because everybody fell in love with Halo 1. So it's like, let's do that. Let's keep this going. Whatever team this is that's working on this is their Bloober team. Let them cook. Let them keep going on these Halo remasters.
Let them cook.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it. It looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous.
The lighting.
Amy says the lighting, y'all. Guys, it's time for the Patreon quick hits. Make sure to go over to patreon.com and subscribe over there to our Patreon. It helps us out. It helps keep the lights and the mics on. So make sure to go over to patreon.com/nerdcave and get your very own Nerd Cave membership to help us continue to make awesome shows like this one. Eat, Sleep, Anime, all the live streams that we do. It helps so much, and we appreciate everybody that's gone over there and picked a tier that fits best for their budget. We understand that there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Everything's getting more expensive, so any dollars you toss our way, we really, really thank you for it, and we appreciate it. If you ain't got bucks to toss, that's totally fine too. You can get a free membership, and you being here and watching and liking and subscribing and chatting, that means so much to us. Don't ever think it's all about the money. It helps, but you being here and watching is worth its weight in gold. So become part of the ship, part of the crew by going over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Let's try that again. Become part of the ship, part of the crew by going to patreon.com/nerdcave. Now it's time for the Patreon quick hits.
So starting off, after Fallout Day ended with no new game reveals, Todd Howard assures fans they are working on even more. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition has been announced and will include all post-launch DLC and community-made content and will launch on November 11th. Fallout New Vegas is getting a limited edition 15th anniversary bundle only for PC. Fallout 76 is finally getting native versions for the PS5 and Series X and S early next year. Assassin's Creed Shadows roadmap confirms new story quest will arrive on November 25th. Following that, Shadows finally has an official Switch 2 release date, which is set for December 2nd, and the price will be set at $60. A brutal co-op beat-em-up, Terrifier the Arcade game gets November 21st release date. Vintage shooter Mouse PI gets a March 19th release. Japanese teacher introduces terrifying new way for students to learn English by playing Kojima's PT demo. Jennifer Hale calls on fans to tell BioWare they'd love to see Commander Shepard return for the next Mass Effect. Pokemon Legends ZA sells 5.8 million in launch week, and half were bought for the Switch 2. Razer announces a new gaming collection that's somehow even greener. Mario will finally make his Thanksgiving Day parade debut with 40th anniversary balloon. Sony CEO says the company has no interest in bidding for WB Discovery. Bluepoint Games' canceled God of War multiplayer project was reportedly set in Greece. Soul Calibur 3 confirmed for PS Plus catalogs in late 2025. Phil Spencer says Forza Motorsport isn't dead, but it's taking a back seat for now. Square Enix hopes to bring Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 news in the not-too-far future. Following that, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 director clarifies he is not cutting content. And following that, Remake director reveals the game took inspiration from God of War and The Last of Us. The PS Plus Essentials November games lineup to reportedly include Stray, which today that was later confirmed to be true. Stray will be part of the Essentials catalog for November. Halo Campaign Evolved is just the start, as Halo Studios confirms the series is on PlayStation going forward. Battlefield RedSec is a free-to-play battle royale, and it's out now. Shark Mob reveals Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt to end its service in April. Hideo Kojima was asked by the Wachowskis to make a Matrix game, but Konami wasn't interested. EA management is reportedly urging staff to use AI for just about everything. Great. PlayStation The Concert is canceling U.S. shows planned for 2026. Airlock Games is a new studio formed by ex-Multiverses staff and announces horror sci-fi game as its first project. Netflix is reportedly working on a Crash Bandicoot animated series. Shuhei Yoshida admits he was surprised to hear Naughty Dog wanted to move away from Uncharted. Amazon Games confirms New World is ending development, but it will remain online through 2026. Remedy is not satisfied with its Q3 2025 financial performance and remains confident in our ability to make great games, which that just means they're going to lay off about 25% of their staff. Vampire Survivors Balatro update is out now, alongside more Castlevania content and online co-op. Don't Nod partners with Netflix for game adaptation of a major IP. Sci-fi horror game Routine arrives on December 4th, 13 years after its initial reveal. Breath of the Wild soundtrack is getting a vinyl release on June 19th of next year. And lastly, The Sims creators quit EA partnership amid buyout concerns.
Man, I'm pretty sure New World just put out an update like in the last few months as well. So
Probably.
It like closing in 2026 is crazy, but I know we talked about the 14,000 being laid off and everything. It's crazy to see. And then this like vampire, what is it? The master, like I'm so confused about that game. Is it old? Is it new? Like there's so many versions of this thing.
Well, they made what's called Bloodlines 2, right? Which is a sequel to like a very like cult classic. It took years and years. It's finally out to a pretty much a whimper. But then they made so many spin-off entries into the title. Like I remember like seeing this and I'm like, wait a minute. I got so confused because they announced so many projects around because they had to keep kicking Bloodlines 2, down the road because they were not ready. They weren't ready. They still had concepts going through all this stuff. So they're like, let's just create like a Bloodline or like a Vampire Masquerade universe game world, right? Let's just make other IPs while we make the one you're hotly anticipating for. And now I forget about Blood Hunt. I don't even know when it came out in the timeline. And now that's ending service. So I guess I know they made a multiplayer game focused on that at one point. So I think this is that.
Okay.
Their ending, but it's like you're right. It is so confusing because I remember I was still at GameStop when they were announcing all these like spin-offs and otherworldly. I'm just like, what is happening? What is the main focus here for you guys? Because you started with this and now it's like 4 other projects have stemmed from this. So pick a lane and stay in it.
You would think, you know, if you just focused on one game, you could get one game done faster than doing a bunch of other games.
Tell that to George R.R. Martin. But you know,
True. We're never getting Winds of Winter.
no.
Never getting it. Never going to
It's
get
like
it.
Half-Life 3. It's never going to be a thing.
Yeah. Just like I'm never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down. I'm never going to run around and hurt you. Guys, that's the episode this week. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Come back Tuesday as I take on more people in Ghosts of Yote. We slicing, we dicing, we pulling that trigger
We doing the Scorpion Chain, bringing them over here
all the time. And we're riding a horse. That's a good horse. It's a good horse. Derek, thank you for being on. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure, my dude.
Same here, brother.
Guys, that's it. This has been Zach
and Derek.
Y'all have a blessed week. Bye-bye. Happy Halloween.
It's terror time again.
We're still live. I don't know why we're still live, y'all. I literally hit the end button, but somehow we're still live. I don't know.
Terror time again.
Apparently